The groundhog said that winter is going to be extended this year.
Well, you know what I say?
What's that?
I'm going to be Pollyanna and turn my thoughts to spring.
Ooh.
How about you? Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Café.
We have a fun show today because we're ready to warm up. We've had enough winter. We're from Texas, and 2 weeks is way too much.
Oh, way too much. So it's almost like when the first rays of spring show up, you're like Julie Andrews dancing on the mountaintop.
Oh,
so true. So nice.
And we're singing the sound of quilting. Okay,
so we're ready for spring.
Let's make some quilts. Okay, this one is, the first one we're going to show you is called Sweet Times. It's a fun quilt to put together. We don't have this fabric, but we have some great springtime fabric. Every one of the blocks will be the focus fabric, and that's what makes this so great. So if you have a springtime fabric that you love and you have 3 1-yard cuts, you can make Sweet Times. So let's put that up here. And if you watch us regularly, you know that this, not too long ago, we had a little chickie hatched at our little country estate with our 6 hens. and 1 rooster.
These chickens have their spring finery on.
They are ready to go. They decided to toss off those old winter clothing.
They are decked out.
They're ready to go. Okay, these adorable chickens are going to be in every one of these blocks. And it's the kind of quilt that just makes you smile.
Oh, it does.
These
are so fun.
Just like I do when I see the sun.
Yes.
Okay, so that's our fabric 1. And then we're going to border each of those blocks with a different color. The number 2 fabric is going to go around part of the blocks, and the number 3 fabric will go around the other blocks. And this is going to be absolutely
darling,
precious and fun. Now, the number is 8022076. Spring chicken, just like me, I'm a spring chicken. And Sweet Times is your pattern. And it's from the book Easy Peasy 3-Yard Quilts.
So fun. Well, our next quilt is Crossroads. And this, such a fun, easy, kind of a traditional stepping stone here. This fun 9 patch with a bigger block in the middle and a nice big block to make it super fast. Let's look at the fabric for that. Now, I just love all the spring fruits. So this is perfect. And that's one of the best things about spring is we start getting some of the other berries and things in, and watermelon in the summer.
Oh, we don't have very much longer to wait.
No, we don't. So it's coming. So this is perfect. So our number 1 fabric just perfectly exhibits that here, and it's going to go in our big block and then here as well. And then our number 2 picks up that yummy green in the leaves here, and it'll be border, as you can see here. And then our red.
Love it.
Is our number 3. So fun. I really like this. This is fresh.
Yes, it is.
Very good. And the number on this one is 8021760. It is called Fruit Stand. And the pattern that we've shown you is Crossroads, and it's from the book Quilts in a Jiffy. And that Crossroads pattern is only in Quilts in a Jiffy.
Right.
So we are suggesting stepping stones as the alternative.
Love it. All right, well, the next one that we're going to show you, this is a fun, quick quilt that you can make. It's a little bit smaller than some of ours, but it actually makes a square, so you could even use it for a baby quilt, or you could use it for a tablecloth or a wall hanging very easily, unless you want to make it larger by getting a couple of quilts. Now let's put that up here, and we have gnomes. Now I think it is so fun the way it seems like that gnomes started out in the garden,
yes,
and then they went to Christmas, and now they're every season now. So these are fun gnomes that we have here, and they are obviously spring gnomes because they have flowers and they have snails. They are definitely looking springy.
Absolutely, very cute.
Cute, cute, cute. Now, the really neat thing about this pattern is it does not use a panel to make it.
Okay.
It looks like you've used a panel because it has a big square of this adorable fabric.
Oh my goodness, that is going to be so fast to put together.
Yes, you just cut a big block. I mean,
wow.
One block. This quilt takes 1 block in the center. But then you do more fancy stuff out on the border. So we're going to use these two fabrics, fabric 2 and 3, and we're going to make the checkerboard here.
Perfect.
We're going to use 2 sashed here, and then number 3 here. So is that not cute? Doesn't that just look, it kind of mimics the little circles on his, yeah, it's cute, isn't it? So this is just too fun to look at, and it would be so cute to add this to your spring decor or a spring baby. 8022077, Home Sweet Gnome. Its big picture is the name of the pattern, and it's from the book Quilts for Kids.
That's so cute. Our next quilt that we have is Tic Tac, and this is another really fast one to make because we've got these great sashing strips here and then the big block here. Now this is another one that's just perfect if you have like 2 focus fabrics because you could put it in each one. So let's look at the fabric for this and see what we've got going here. Now, perfect, once again, perfect spring fabric. I mean, you know, I only have a teensy little bitty gardening bug. I do like to garden, but it's not quite as big as some. But this is the perfect fabric for that. I just think it's darling. So our number 1 fabric, as you can see, is in the big square here. And then as I mentioned just a moment ago, you can actually use a secondary focus as your number 2. And that way you can put that bigger print in the alternate block, which is very cool. And then our number 3 is the purple, which borders it just so perfectly. So this one is called Violet Hill. The number is 8021441. The pattern is Tic Tac in the Easy Peasy book, and it is also available as an individual. Now, something special about this kit. There's only a few left. It is a last chance, so be sure and hop on and get those right away.
Okay. Now we have another one to show in that pattern.
Actually, we have some pieces and parts, and I love it whenever we get to do this. And Tic Tac is such a great pattern to show pieces and parts for because it's actually put together in a little bit different way like you don't expect.
Right.
So that's pretty fun. So let's just kind of hop over here to the book. And you can see here, as always, our fabric number 1 is the polka dot on the fabric selection guide, and that is the focus. And then the number 2 is always identified as white, and the number 3 as black. And I'm just going to throw in here too, don't forget we always have enlargements in our book, so that if you want to make your quilt a little bit bigger, we give you the instructions to do that.
And how much fabric do they need for that?
So if you're making a lap quilt, it's just 1 kit, 3 yards. If you want to do a twin size, then you would just buy 2 kits. Or if you want to do a king queen size, that would be 4 kits.
This would be great. This style of quilt would be great on a king size.
Absolutely, it would. Now we have some pieces and parts here. So what we've done is we have actually done one of those big strip assemblies, and then we've just cut off pieces here from our strip assembly. So this would be a unit, and this is so interesting how it's put together. So that would be 1, and then we're going to assemble this in a vertical row instead of a horizontal. Then we have just the plain block. And I'm loving this fabric choice here.
Well, me too, 'cause this is my line of fabric.
It is great. And then we have another unit, just like the first one that we put down, that we'll put next. And then what's really cool is we have another strip assembly that just has 2 pieces of fabric, and we'll cut this off, and that goes on the very bottom. I'm sure you can see how that goes together there.
We can also show them in the book.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
Because the assembly is right here to show how it's going to go together.
Right, so you can see how we have 2 strip assemblies, one with the block that has the 2 pieces or 3 pieces, and then one with the 2, and then they're stacked together. Very simple. Now we also have our sashing piece, and this is also done.
We're going to have to scoot that one down on the bottom.
Can I reach it? Here, let's. And it just will go together so well. And you can kind of see how that's going to look.
together.
I like that fabric option.
I love this combination with that aqua and
It is,
I call this
yeah.
cantaloupe.
Perfect spring description.
Perfect spring, yeah, so true.
So let's look at the kit for that because this is awesome. And if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to just hand you all these
right.
pieces and parts. And then the focus is this beautiful green. And then our fabric number 2 is the orange. As I said before, it's almost like you have 2 focus, which is really cool. I love it when we can do that. And then our number 3 is the beautiful blue. The kit for this one is called Flower Patch, and the number is 8021849, and it is the Tic Tac pattern in the Easy Peasy book.
You know, I hear that focus fabric is the #1 seller because we are drawn to that. You know, you probably don't walk into a fabric store or see fabric exhibited where you would say, I love that plain fabric.
That plain blue.
Okay, let's look at the next one. This one's called Picture Perfect, and Picture Perfect is a super easy one, and it could be used either with a solid color here, and when I designed this one, I thought it would be great to, if you wanted to do some embroidery, you could do it in one of the blocks, and then the other one is your focus print. So if you have that desire, or maybe you're making a picture quilt with the photos from the family, you could put those in here too. So I named it Picture Perfect, but it also would exhibit 2 of the focus fabrics, either way. So let's put that one up here and show you the fabrics for this one. Now this one is also a last chance.
Ooh.
Yeah, we like to let you know as soon as we know that we're about to run out of this one, but it is a gorgeous spring quilt. And so the flowers are going to go here, and then we're going to have this one. It's actually going to be strip pieced like so, and this will be a unit here and then strips put on the side with the number 3 fabric.
Oh,
so it goes together really fast. By putting those sashing or the strips on there, you make it be the same size block, but
Okay.
you get that movement in there by having a smaller section. So this one is a last chance. It is called Green Meadows. It is 8021143, and it is from the book Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts, or it's an individual pattern.
That's awesome. Now what's really cool is we have a second option for fabric on this one.
All right.
Which, isn't this gorgeous?
Ooh, that is so pretty. Well, this one's not going to be around long.
No.
Okay, so this one is going to be a beautiful floral that goes in this section. And this one has just a little bit more pattern in it with that little, the little bit of white lines in it. That is very pretty. So that'll go in your number 2 section. And then this one, great for your number 3 fabric, which is going to be around the edge here.
Oh, that's going to be striking.
That's going to be so pretty up against bordering this piece right here.
Yeah.
And it also will give you a little bit of a border with that. That is gorgeous.
I love it. You're right. This one is probably not going to be around long.
Now, it's not a last chance yet, but it may be a last chance because I don't think it's going to stay long. 8022078, Sweet Blooms. Picture Perfect is the pattern. It's from the book Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts.
Awesome, awesome. So our next quilt is called Stepping Up. And I love the movement in this quilt. I just love the way you can rotate the blocks and just get this great little step. And colors are great too. Let's look and see what fabric we have for this one.
This is fun.
Oh, wow, this is fun. Talk about bright spring colors. This is awesome. And I love this kind of swish in the background. That is so cool.
It almost looks like a watercolor, but with more intensity.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. So this would be our focus fabric, and the focus fabric is going to go here in this block. And then our number 2 fabric will go in the alternate large piece here on this quilt, which I think this is fun together because it kind of mimics a little bit of the lines and the lines. I like that.
And it has all the same colors.
It does.
That's cool.
And then our number 3 fabric, which will be our stair steps here just coordinates perfectly with that
Yes,
number
it
1. I
does.
just love it. It sets it off so well. So this kit is called Brightside. The number is 8022079, and the pattern is Stepping Up.
I like that.
Yeah, very fun.
All right, now let's look at Brick Street. Brick Street is one that I designed, and this is a good one. You know, people ask us periodically about directional fabric and how to use it in the quilts. One of the things that I do is your focus fabric is in the number 1 spot. So if you are making this quilt and it's a directional fabric, be sure to put your fabric in the number 1 spot, because I design it to where it will work that way. If your number 2 fabric, which is this, is directional, you could switch the places. If you have one directional and one non-directional, you just make it just like that particular quilt. But with directional fabric, when I design the patterns, most of my patterns are designed so that it will work when you put it in the number 1 spot if
Okay.
you're directional, if you have a directional.
That's really good to know. Thank you.
Now this one's a tossed fabric, so it will work in any particular one. So you put.
So tell me just a little bit. Let me ask you, what
Okay.
does tossed fabric mean?
Well, look at this. So you've got
Okay.
your little birdie here, and he's
Okay.
standing, if you're looking at him, he's upside down. But right here, he's right side up.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually, they call it tossed, where they turn it every which way and there's no up or down.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the focus fabric is going to go here in the number 1 spot. The number 2 spot is going to be your background. And then the number 3 spot is going to go in in this block here.
Very nice. I
So-
love all the polka dots. So much
Yeah,
fun.
they're fun. And I like the way it picks up the greens. Look how it's picking up the greens and the pinks.
I really like
with
that,
one.
too.
So it's a perfect kind of quilt that is going to work well with this particular pattern.
Sweet.
Okay, we have Afternoon Social 8022080. Brick Street is the name of the pattern, and it's from the book Fast and Fun. It's a lot of fun and quick to make.
Now, we have a last chance to show you, and we also recommend Brick Street for this one. And look at this. Now, this one, we only have 2 kits left. So this is, I mean, a beautiful kind of a watercolor floral.
It's gorgeous.
It is just so soft. And then we have our number 2 with the green. Now our number 2 on this one is going in the background. And then our number 3, see how beautiful it coordinates with that focus, will go in the other block. So I love that these will be in the blocks, and then this is our border. I think it's going to just set it off so well. Now this kit is Fairy Dreams, and the number is 8022081, and the pattern is Brick Street, and it is from the book Fast and Fun, or it's also available as an individual pattern. Okay, and something that we're very excited to share with you today is our top 10 patterns in a special pack, and it's a special price, which is such a great deal.
It is. And those were all from last year, the top 10 from 2021.
Well, that is exciting. We definitely want to get our hands on those. So this was a lot of fun, and I do hope that this helps bring in spring.
Oh, I do too. The sooner, the better.
Absolutely.
So if you've enjoyed our video, we hope that you will subscribe and click on the little bell so that you can get notifications every time we post a new video. Share it with your friends and leave us comments. We love to hear what you're thinking. So it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan.
Thanks for joining us.